Haven. Played up towards Kelly Evans. Hulbert now under it. Controls it, gets it down to Adam Walker. Gets it past Harrison Hopper. Walker up against Hopper. His cross is deflected out for a throw-in for Leamington. Throwing on this near side, Sam Perry launches it into the box, looking for Jack Lane and the header. Had to be saved. First save of the match for the Sykes Kenworthy. And the header from Jack Lane, looping. Sykes Kenworthy didn't take any chances, tips it over for a corner. Only Leamington's second corner of the game. Corner comes in from the far side, in towards Jack Lane and the header down. Saved easily. Heading towards the last 20 minutes here. Louis Hall now on the near side. Challenges Harrison Hopper, and there is going to be a yellow card here. It's a straight red for Louis Hall on Harrison Hopper, and Leamington are down to 9 men. Referee points to his upper leg and says Louis Hall did go in quite high. And Leamington's woes get worse. Down to 9 men. Louis Hall had looked as though we were playing quite well on this left-hand side. Defending quite well, looking to come forward on the ball. It had been decent. 69 minutes in. Bradford Park Avenue 2. 9 men, Leamington 0. Leamington had just started to play quite well. Ever since Jack Edwards got sent off, they'd started playing quite well, passing the ball well. But now their job has just got almost impossible, you'd say. Manager Paul Holleran having words with Park Avenue skipper Luca Haven there. And Hopper is getting treatment. He's back up on his feet, which is a relief for Bradford Park Avenue fans with the amount of injuries they've had recently. Free kick just in front of the Park Avenue dugout. Sam Fielding and Longbottom are over it, right footer and a left footer. Park Avenue don't really have to come forward much, they don't have to throw men forward, as they do have that 2-goal cushion, which can be a dangerous one. They've sent quite a few forward here though. Fielding goes along looking for Haven at the back post. Church wins the header, flick on, comes to Lund. Back to Richmond out here to Doherty on the near side. Back to Richmond. Wins a throw-in on the near side. This is pass rebounds off Kelly Evans. Hopper was up on his feet and looked as though he never got clicked by Louis Hall. Throws it back to Sam Fielding. Back to Will Lancaster. You see, hear the shouts from Paul Holleran telling his team to move up the pitch. Really difficult with 9 men. Looks like they're playing a 4-3-1 here, with Adam Walker at the base of that midfield and Ollie Hulbert on his own up front. Hopper wins the flick on into Eddie Church now. In a decent position, gets it back to Hopper. Could be 3-0 here, and it is! 3-0 for Bradford Park Avenue. 71 minutes gone, and they are coasting their way to 3 points. 3 goals, 3 points. 2 men sent off for Leamington. And the Green Army are marching towards a vital 3 points here at the Horsfall Stadium. Theo Street himself is down. It looks as though he might have to come off. And Bradford Park Avenue have got a substitute ready themselves. It will be David Adewoju who's going to come on. Harrison Hopper with his first of the game. For a decent bit of play. Worked it really nicely down this right-hand side. Eddie Church and Harrison Hopper playing a nice 1-2. Theo Street couldn't get the challenge in, and Harrison Hopper slides it past goalkeeper Ted Kine, who on his debut has conceded 3. Not a good start for him. And skipper Luca Haven has come off for David Adewoju. That is 2 Bradford Park Avenue substitutes have been used, and Adewoju will go into that left centre back position. Leamington kick off for the 4th time today. 3-0 down here at the Horsfall Stadium. Dan Turner challenging Harrison Hopper, the 3rd goal scorer. Jack Lane goes long, looking for Hulbert. Sam Fielding, who's been very excellent today, gets it. A really nice header into Dockett, who turned really well initially away from Jack Lane, but he got mixed up, couldn't get the ball under his spell, and it's cleared. Looking for Hulbert, up against Fielding again. Fielding wins that battle again. Jamie Spencer gets it to David Adewoju. His first touches into long bottom, back to Adewoju, to Mitch Lund, to Sam Fielding. Back Avenue have played very, very well today in this vital game towards the bottom of the league. Leamington's awful away form continues, down to 9 men, and Bradford Park Avenue have been well worth their lead. Mitch Lund out to Harrison Hopper on this near side, back to Fielding, and they're just playing a bit of keep ball right now, Park Avenue. Leamington aren't able to get near the ball, they're just sitting in. The furthest forward players on the halfway line in Ollie Hulbert, and Park Avenue are enjoying themselves here. Sam Fielding, back to Mitch Lund. Simon Richmond on the halfway line, crosses the halfway line, running forward space, running into Church, Richmond again. Out here on the near side for Brad Dockett, back to Fielding, and the Olays have started from the Park Avenue fans. Lancaster out here to Brad Dockett. Into Lancaster, back here for Harrison Hopper. 1-2s between Lancaster and Hopper. Lancaster with a really nice pass into Jamie Spencer, who gets away from his challenge. Hopper back to Lancaster. Back to Simon Richmond, who's now the skipper since Luke Harvin has left the field. Lancaster, under pressure, gets it back to Sam Fielding. Back to Adewoju, and it's a wayward pass. Adewoju will do well to keep it in. He does do well to keep it in. Into Jamie Spencer. Out here to Sam Fielding. He's got options left and right. Into Dockett, into Harrison Hopper, into Richmond, back to Lancaster. Sam Fielding now. In front of the Park Avenue dugouts, passes it back to Mitch Lund. Inside Park Avenue's own half. Towards you into Simon Richmond. Out here to Sam Fielding, and the player's been stopped by the referee because Theo Street has gone down again. He did receive treatment earlier when Harrison Hopper scored that 3rd goal. He went down, received treatment. He has gone back down now, so you'd think that's probably his afternoon over. 75 minutes gone, 3-0 to Bradford Park Avenue here. Park Avenue, I've got another substitute lined up. Let's see if it is for Theo Street or for another player to make a tactical change. Pretty much about damage limitation as far as Leamington are concerned. It will be James Mace, who came on in Leamington's previous game, and he will be coming on for Theo Street. Theo Street back on his feet. Looks as though he'll probably be able to walk off the pitch, but more like hobble off the pitch, really. It is going to be James Mace to come on for Theo Street. As we go into the 77th minute, Bradford Park Avenue 3, Leamington 0. Leamington down to 9 men. Lewis Hall and Jack Edwards both sent off. Jack Edwards towards the start of this second half for a second bookable offence. Then Lewis Hall shown a straight red card after a challenge on Harrison Hopper. out on this near side. Maybe it were a bit of a revenge because Harrison Hopper got yellow carded for a challenge on Louis Hall earlier in the half. Paul getting himself sent off though, which does Leamington no favours both today and going forward. That'll be a 3-match ban. Harrison Hopper into Doherty on this ball here, and Ollie. Hulbert up against Mitchell Lund, does well to keep hold of the ball there, Hulbert. In the end, it's a good challenge from Mitchell Lund, and it's a throw-in for Leamington inside their own half. You can see the manager for Leamington, Holleran, just having a word with one of his substitutes. Looks like they'll be making their third substitution as we creep closer to the 80th minute. Sam Fielding clears a throw-in. Upfield looking for Doherty. Cleared away into Hulbert, and it's come through to Lancaster now. Tackled by Walker, and his ball downfield is blocked by Harrison Hopper for a throw into Leamington. It's a good job he was blocked and all, because that was going to be a hospital pass to nobody. Kelly Evans looks as though he'll be the one taking the throw in on this near side on the halfway line. And there is going to be another substitution there for Leamington, as it looks like Junior English is going to replace Sam Perry, who's on the yellow card himself. Midfielder Junior English. Coming on for Sam Perry is Leamington have the ball with Hulbert now. The striker having to go back to 16, James Mace in defence. Dan Meredith now coming forward on the right hand side, gets past his man. He's coming forward well here. Meredith has got options in the box, and he just about managed to find one, and it's a consolation goal. Leamington have one back with Devon Kelly Evans. Something to shout about for the Leamington fans who made the long trip from Warwickshire. 29 minutes in, it's 3-1. Bradford Park Avenue will be really disappointed to not keep a clean sheet. Really nice play. It's all really down to Dan Meredith on the right side. Gets past Will Longbottom, gets past Adewoju, pulls it back just behind Ollie Hulbert, but Kelly Evans with a good finish. Keeps his head down, doesn't sky it, not leaning back. Finds the bottom corner. Sykes Kenworthy couldn't do all about it. And Park Avenue kick off for the second time today. Fielding goes long, goes out. The goal kick. Maybe that will give Leamington a bit of belief that they can maybe go and get a second goal in this last 10 minutes. The 9 men of Leamington looking to pull off what would be an incredible comeback. But it is very, very unlikely at this stage. Hulbert looking to get his head on the goal kick, but it's come through to Will Lancaster now. Goes long, looking for Spencer. Spencer up against Jack Lane. And it's cleared out for a throw-in on this near side. Harrison Hopper to take. Back into Lancaster. Got Hopper in support, Lancaster again. Infield to Doherty. Richmond now. Back to Sam Fielding. Back to Mitch Lund. Richmond now on the right hand side into Harrison Hopper. Under pressure goes back to Richmond into Lancaster, who's got time to find Hopper on this right hand side again. And it's back to Bradford Park Avenue playing keep ball. They look to stifle any momentum that Leamington might have gained from that goal. Now to Sam Fielding, to Richmond on this right hand side, coming forward with it, out to Harrison Hopper, puts infield into Lancaster, back to Hopper, gets it back to Sam Fielding, into Mitch Lund. He's got options with Adewoju to his left, finds Adewoju, goes back to Lund after being put under some pressure. He's come out to Sam Fielding on this right hand side. Fielding now gets it back to Lund. Out to Adewarju now. Back to Lund. Leamington not really coming forward. They're only really putting Park Avenue players under any sort of pressure once they get towards the final third. Quite happy for Park Avenue to keep the ball and then pounce when they can with Dan Meredith now on the right hand side. Got the assist for Leamington's goal. Down the line into Turner, wins a throw-in. 7 minutes of normal time left. If Leamington can get another goal in the next few, game really is back on. And Turner take the throw-in. He's going to launch into the watch. Have sent up a few players. Only Kelly Evans and Meredith are back for Leamington, and it is into the hands of Sykes Kenworthy. He claims it easily, takes his time getting up. He's got options with Sam Fielding. He does throw it out quickly. Fielding comes forward with it into Hopper. From the pressure from Adam Walker, back to Fielding, infield to Will Lombard, the scorer. Park Avenue's first goal, first of three in what has been a pretty comfortable afternoon, with Leamington scoring just the one goal but also having two players sent off. Sam Fielding now on this right hand side into Hopper, back to Fielding. Trund now. Fielding on the near side. Got options forward. Doherty's come deep for the ball, finds it, gets it to Will Lancaster into Hopper on the near side. Lancaster back to Lund. Into Longbottom. And Simon Richmond over on the far side of the pitch, back to Adewarju. Into Lund. 5 minutes to go. 3-1 Bradford Park Avenue. Hopper now. Back to Fielding. Space on the far side for Simon Richmond. Meredith won't mark him. He had to tuck in field to mark Eddie Church. Two-man advantage. Really showing for Bradford Park Avenue. They're able to just keep the ball, play it around and tire Leamington out. Leamington not really stepping forward out of their own half here. Fielding. Lund now. Fielding again, looking for Lund, under pressure from Hulbert, back to Fielding, back to the goalkeeper, Sykes Kenworthy. He's really been a spectator. He's had one save to make. He has conceded one goal, but besides that, it's been goal kicks and passes for him. Adewarju into Lund. Coming forward now, into Fielding, into Leamington's half, just in front of the Park Avenue dugouts. Doherty comes deep for it, finds it. Looks to play it round the corner, but gets it wrong under pressure from Junior English. And now Adam Walker looks to play it forward. Pass is deflected out for a throw-in on the near side for Leamington. Kelly Evans to take the throw-in. Goes down the line looking but cleared by Lancaster into Doherty, who looked for the run of Will Longbottom. Park Avenue win it back though here with Jamie Spencer, who's gotten away from Kelly Evans. Space to cross it. He's got Church in the box. Looks for him. Don't find him. Meredith will clear. He's under pressure though from Will Longbottom. Gets it down the line into Dan Turner, who's done very little since coming on. Dan Turner skips away from 2 or 3 men, then gets fouled, and the referee is going to reach into his pocket for a yellow card here. He's going to give one. Didn't look much in that foul, to be honest. It is Brad Doherty who's got the 3rd yellow card for Bradford Park Avenue. Brad Doherty, the scorer, Park Avenue second goal just before half time. That was probably a key goal because that really disheartened Leamington as Bradford Park Avenue were getting ready to make another substitution. And it will be Shane Maroods coming onto the field in place of number 10 Brad Doherty, the scorer of Bradford Park Avenue's second goal, and he has looked really, really lively today, Doherty. He comes off after a good shift of 88 minutes here. Free kick for Leamington on the far side. Kelly Evans, right-footed, looks to get it into the box. It's cleared. Only as far as Dan Turner, who won the half volley, head to the box, skies his strike, leaning back, never looked likely to go in. Here's a goal kick for Bradford Park Avenue with 1 minute left of normal time. I'll have to wait and see how many minutes referee Andy Sykes adds on. Can't imagine it would be that many, though there has been 2 goals and 2 sending offs in this half alone. I'd award you now. After Sykes came where he gives in the goal kick. Coming forward now into Will Lancaster. Out to Fielding with space for him to run into. He's got Harrison Hopper on the right wing. If he can find him, opts to go back to Mitch Lund. I'd award you out to Maroods. His first touches the game. Back to Adeworju. Adeworju finding Mitch Lund. To Sanfield, and there will be 5 minutes added on at the end of this second half, the end of this game. Sounds about right, giving 2 goals, 2 sending offs, and a couple of injuries. Longbottom on this near side. Back to Adeworju. Maroods on the far side, under pressure from Dan Turner. Back to Adeworju. Adeworju again now. Back to Mitch Lund. To Sam Fielding on this right side, who's mainly been operating as a right back in this second half, especially since Luca Haven departed and Mitch Lund moved infield. Adeworju's gone to left centre back. And right now, Park Avenue are playing a 3-3-4 with Maroods pushing high up that left wing. Lancaster is a holding midfielder, coming deep for it to receive the ball like he is now. Under pressure from Hulbert, gets it out wide to Will Longbottom, who's come over onto this right hand side, looking for quick forward passing to Spencer, who does well to retrieve the ball. But in the end, Leamington managed to get the ball back in his back with goalkeeper Ted Khan, who can pick up. Ted Khan will go along here. Not an ideal debut for him. He skewed that clearance, but also the 3 goals conceded. And Kelly Evans couldn't bring that ball under control, and it's gone out for a throw in. Bradford Park Avenue in front of their dugout. Harrison Hopper with the ball in his hands. He's got options short and backwards. Goes short to Longbottom, back to Fielding. Fielding finding Adeworju. Gets out wide to Maroods. Maroods goes infield to Mitch Lund. Back to Fielding on this right hand side. Crosses the halfway line. Goes back across into his own half to Mitch Lund. Fielding. Space on the far side for Maroods if he wants to go for that crossover pass. Goes back to Lund. Plays a simple pass into Lancaster. Back to Lund. Adeworju now. Into Maroods. Maroods into Richmond. Just playing it from right to left through the back line here under no pressure at all. Bradford Park Avenue, and it's Will Longbottom now coming forward. Will they come forward? Probably one of the last times in this game, or just settle for the 3-1. Jamie Spencer now into Lund. Lancaster. Lund. Lancaster again into Fielding on this near side. Under pressure from Adam Walker. Back to Lancaster. Adewoju now. Lund into Fielding. Just over a minute to go here till full time. 5 minutes added on. Played 3.5 of them. Lancaster back to Lund. To Adewoju now. Under pressure from Dan Turner into his defensive partner Lund. To Fielding, who goes along looking for Eddie Church. Up against Jack Lane. And his miscontrol means it's gone out for a corner. This will be one of the last actions of this first half. Park Avenue's 5th corner of the match. Will they look to get their 4th goal? They have sent up a few men. Leamington have no men forward. Everybody's back to defend this corner. Fielding's the only one back. The ball does come in. Keeper thought about coming for it. It's cleared by Lane. And there is full time. Full time score here at the Horsfall Stadium. It's finished. Bradford Park Avenue 3, Leamington 1. Bradford Park Avenue got the scoring underway when Will Longbottom, after 25 minutes, did really well to convert on the edge of the box. And then just before half time, Brad Doherty, fed by a long ball over the top, got away from his man, fired past the goalkeeper really, really well. Then Harrison Hopper added a third. Have some nice play between himself and Eddie Church. Leamington's afternoon was made much, much more difficult after Edwards was sent off, as well as Louis Hall. Louis Hall, a straight red and a second bookable offence for Jack Edwards. Not all doom and gloom though as far as Leamington concerned. Devon Kelly-Evans scoring with just over 10 minutes to go. But besides that, Bradford Park Avenue were well worth the win. And your final score here at the Horsfall Stadium, Bradford Park Avenue 3, Leamington 1.